はい、今日の題名はたまにうるさい勉強ライブにしてみました。これでいつでも喋れるっていうですね。今日のサムネさ、ちょっと鉛筆持ってる振りの手なんだよね。サムネ撮影しますっていう3、2、1って言ってポンって撮影されるんですよ、YouTube ライブって。ちょっとやべ始まると思って仕方なくこうやって置きました。ペンがなくて。はい、そんなどうでもいいです。じゃあ勉強始めたいと思います。今日はあんまり帰ってからできなかったので、ちょっとね、やらなきゃいけないエッセイっていうのがありまして、それをやってたら延長でスマホをいじり、はい、悲惨です、月曜日から。なので、ちょっとこの時間だけは集中して取り組みたいと思います。はい、うるさい目のライブにしたいです。それでは、今日は英語ですね。英語やります。英語とちょっとだけ科学でしたっけ。
脱衣所のまだ開いてた。
あら、
修理してる。
あ、いってらっしゃい。リペア。
あらってやばいでしょ。
あ、Well, where's the clock? Okay. Anti-personal mines are designed to hurt or kill people. They are very difficult to find and remove. Japanese scientists have joined the world effort to find and destroy mines. Hirose Shigeo has invented several mine cleaning robots. Anti-personnel mines are laid on or under the ground so that they explode when they are stopped on. They have only one purpose: to kill and injure people. Many of those injured by mines died a slow death. Those who survived often live lives or misery, poverty, and discrimination. Mines cannot see or hear. Mines cannot see or hear. So they cannot tell a soldier from a child, a grandmother, a cow, or an elephant. Then anything touches them, they explode. They remain active for a very long time, 15 years, maybe even a century. No one knows exactly how many mines there are all over the world. In 2001, there were as many as 50 million mines. Progress is being made, but still in 2015, over 6,400 people were killed or injured by mines. Civilians made up 80% of the victims. 38% of those were children. There's one victim every 80 minutes. 80 minutes. Oh, there's one victim every 18 minutes. Efforts are being made to eliminate mines. The Ottawa Treaty, which aimed to end the use of anti-personnel mines, went into effect in 1999 and has now been signed by more than 115 countries. Mine cleared operations are all ongoing. The important question, however, is whether government and NGOs can possibly clear that many mines. The important question, however, is whether government and NGOs can possibly clear that many mines. The answer is simple. This work can never be done without the help of a large number of people. Hirose Shigeo thinks he has a way to help. Japan makes nearly 70% of the robots produced in the world, and Hirose has been building robots for many years. He has been helping with the international effort to get rid of mines using robotics since the early 1990s. In 1996, he published his first research paper on mine removing robots. The first robot that Hirose developed for finding and removing mines was called Titan IX, a 1 meter long, 90 centimeter wide robot with its four legs. This robot can walk around the rocks and stand to fly and disarm minutes. Hirose is now developing a snake-type robot. Sorry. 今地雷の読んでるんだ。
地雷？カンボジアとかの？
わかんないけど世界の。80秒に1人だって。80秒に1人。
何？地雷をこう爆発させるような機械作ったんじゃなかったのかな。
なんか2015年の話かな、これは少なくとも。今は違うかもしれないけど。ね、ゆっくり殺すための装置ってさ、ね、看護する人も大変だもんね。
そうだね。
精神的にもね、両方ダメージ食らうよね。死んだだけじゃなくて。処理とかも大変だろうな、ほんと。どうなんだろう、傷の場所とか。The first robot that Hirose developed for finding and removing mines was called Titan IX, a 1 meter long, 90 centimeter wide robot. With its four legs, this robot can walk around on rocks and sand to find and disarm mines. Hirose is now developing a snake-type robot, which can go through bushes without putting pressure on mines. In 2002, the Japanese government formed a study group to look into technology for detecting and removing mines. The study group in 2002, the Japanese government formed the study group to look into the technology for detecting and removing mines. The study group was Japan's part of an international effort to help Afghanistan recover from the ravage of war. Hirose went to Afghanistan with this group. He watched the local people disarming mines one by one with simple tools. First, they had to locate the mine. Then, they dug around it very carefully with a knife and cleared dirt from the top. When they could see the mine, they removed the first with their fingers or blew it up with a detonator. Having seen how dangerous this work was, Hiroshi saw there must be a way to do it with his robot. Hiroshi explained to the African people how Titan IX could help them clear mines. To his surprise, they did not think that his robot would work in Afghanistan. There were a couple of problems. First of all, it was too expensive. Second, it was difficult to fix when it broke. Third, the most important, the Afghans were afraid that it would take away their demanding jobs. Back in Japan, Hirose went to work to solve the problems he had found in Afghanistan. Back in Japan, Hirose went to work to solve the problems he had found in Afghanistan. The idea he came up with was to use an ordinary four wheels vehicle. He developed the Griffon V, which has a movable arm that can locate mice. Extending its long arm, it can mark where the mines are. After that, Afghan workers can remove them with simple tools. Extending its long arm, it can mark where the mines are. After that, Afghan workers can remove them with simple tools, which means that they can keep their jobs. Griffon V is much less expensive than Titan IX and can be easily fixed if it breaks. And this new robot is simple for Afghan workers to operate. Other Japanese scientists and engineers have been working to develop different types of robots. Researchers at our university in Chiba are working on an insect-like robot with a metal detector. An NPO has developed a robot which shows an image of the mines on a screen. NPO has developed a robot which shows an image of the mine on a screen. A company in Yamanashi has developed a machine which clears the ground of mines by exploding them. Hirose and other Japanese scientists and engineers are making good progress in demanding the mining technology. Japan is contributing to the international movement to clear the earth of mines. There is no time to lose. We are working against the clock. Beniers believes that we face environmental problems not because there is no solution, but because there are no solution, but because we have not been looking in the right direction. Not because there are no solution, but because we have not been looking in the right direction. Actually, we can solve many problems, especially in the area of design, by looking to nature for inspiration. Especially in the area of design, by looking to nature for inspiration. Engineers in Japan had a problem. Shinkansen trains made a really loud sound when going into tunnel. To solve this problem, the engineers turned to the kingfisher, a bird that dives into water without a splash. They found the solution. They designed the nose of the train in the same shape of the other kingfisher's beak. The Eastgate Center in Harare, Zimbabwe is famous for its environmentally friendly air conditioning system. The architects who designed this building were inspired by termite mounds. Termites keep their living space at a comfortable temperature by opening and closing small holes in their mounds. The architect used a similar system for the Eastgate Center and saved electricity. Sharks are one of the oldest living things on Earth. They are perfectly suited to their environment. For example, the pattern of their skin protects them against bacteria. Scientists have found out how to use this same pattern on walls to protect against bacteria in places like schools and hospitals. With Mice are not the only things from war that last for years. どういうこと？ Mice are not the only things. Mice from war that lasted for years. Many dangerous people live the rest of their lives with problems. Does war ever end? Does war ever end? What do you mean? ますか？いや、戦争は終わらないと思います。戦争は終わらないくはない。でも誰かね、独裁者とかが出ちゃった。なんだろう。やっぱ戦争はダメだっていうこの風潮が強くなってきているから、戦争はなくなりつつある。いやでも誰か一人でも戦争したいっていうなんか上の人が出てきちゃったら、 戦争はなくなると思う。becauseワールドワー2で多くの死傷者が出て、戦争はダメなものというイメージが人々に根付いているから。さらに技術が進んで、この状態で戦争したら本当に地球が滅びかねないからという3ステップで書きます。Does war ever end? I think war would be end. Because独裁者ってなんて言うんだっけ。独裁的なarbitrariest みたいな。独裁Dictator if で独裁者を表す ifもし独裁者が戦争を始めると言えば、人々は激しく抵抗するだろうと書きたい。If Dictator appears か。If Dictator would be ours and is starting and say decide にしとこう。decide to start our people must 激しくviolently resist also our technology is developed then developed more developed than World War II then during World War II period so Okay. Janice Bennett suggests that the answer to this question may be found by looking to nature for inspiration. The word biomimicry comes from bio, meaning life, and mimesis, meaning imitation. She says that by imitating nature, we should be able to find a way to live in a nature-friendly way. After all, nature has been able to sustain a life-supporting environment for 3.8 billion years. She says that by imitating nature, we should be able to find a way. We should be able to find a way to live in a nature-friendly way. After all, nature has been able to sustain a life-supporting environment for 3.8 billion years. But now that environment is threatened, we humans must learn how to sustain our environment by observing and trying to find inspiration from nature. But now that environment is threatened, we humans must learn how to sustain our environment by observing and trying to find inspiration from nature. Nature in Benner's mind is our teacher and our model. Benner reminds us that once we try to learn from nature rather than about her, we may feel a sense of wonder. In fact, there are all sorts of plants and animals doing things we can only dream about. In fact, there are all sorts of plants and animals doing things we can only dream about. How about dragonflies, which move more quickly than our best helicopter? How about hummingbirds, which can fly hundreds of kilometers on less than 3 grams of fuel? How about ants, which can carry many times their body weight? They do these things without damaging nature. Bennett believes that we face environmental problems not because there are no solutions, but because we have not been looking in the right direction. Actually, we can solve many problems, especially in the area of design, by looking to nature for inspiration. Engineers in Japan had a problem. Shinkansen trains made a really loud sound when going into tunnel. To solve this problem, the engineer turned to the kingfisher, a bird that dives into water without a splash. They found a solution. They designed the nose of the train in the same shape as the kingfisher's beak. The Eastgate Center in Harare, Zimbabwe is famous for the environmentally friendly air conditioning system. The architects who designed this building were inspired by termite mold. Termite keep their living space at a comfortable temperature by opening and closing small holes in their molds. The architect used a similar system for the Eastgate Standard and saved electricity. Sharks are one of the oldest living things on Earth. They are perfectly suited to their environment. For example, the pattern of their skin protects them to their environment. For example, the pattern of their skin protects them against bacteria. Scientists have found out how to use this same pattern on walls to protect against bacteria in places like schools and hospitals. Pennies believe that biomimicry may help us become more aware of nature, thus letting us change our way of living. Pennies believes that biomimicry may help us become more aware of nature, thus leading us to change our way of living. We cannot keep taking advantage of nature forever. Nor can we keep dumping our waste into the environment. We cannot keep taking advantage. We cannot keep taking advantage of nature forever. Nor can we keep dumping our waste into the not どこだ by whether they are good for us or whether they make money. We cannot keep taking advantage of nature forever, nor can we keep dumping our waste into our environment. For too long, we have judged our environment, our innovations by whether they are good for us or whether they make money. Benny suggests that we put what is good for the whole earth first and trust that it will also be good for us humans. The new question should be, will it fit in? Is there a model for this in nature? Is there a model for this in nature? Why will it cost the earth and future generations? Biomimicry is a powerful tool that can play an important role in our future. In the early days, there were just a few of us humans in a really large world. Now our population is growing rapidly. And we are beginning to have a bad effect on the environment. We are finally looking for an answer to the question: how can we live on our home planet, without destroying it? Venice believes that biomimicry is not only a new way of looking at nature, but also a key to our survival on planet Earth. We have to learn to live on the Earth. We have to learn to live on the Earth. It is our home, but it is not it is not ours alone. Not ours alone. But in fact, no. Business believes that biomimicry is not only a new way of looking at nature, but also a key to our survival on planet Earth. Okay. 明日はノートどこ置いたっけ 下は古文が入って現代文が入る。英語割と楽しくなってきてる。英語割と楽しくなってきてる。見えたら面白いの。続いてマンウォッチングを見ますか。動向信号。動向の大きさは気分の変化を示す。人の顔をじっと眺めれば、いくつもの顔の部分、すなわち額の線、目の大きさ、唇のカーブ、顎の張り方などが表情に関係していることに気づく。それらの要素がまとまって全体の顔の表情となり、そこから我々は相手の気分を読み取ろうとする。しかし、実際には嬉しくなくても嬉しそうな顔をしたり、悲しくなくてもわざわざ悲しそうな顔ができることも知っている。つまり顔は嘘をつける。そして時にはあまりにも嘘が上手なので、顔からは相手の本当の気持ちが読み取れないこともある。しかし、顔の信号の中にも容易に嘘をつくことのできない一つの信号がある。それは小さな信号であり、かなり微妙な信号なのだが、真実を語るので特に興味を引く。それは動向からの信号であって、動向の大きさが問題なのである。歯ブラシ行ってくる。終わったら読んであげる。赤ん坊の写真を見ると瞳孔の大きさがわずかに変化する。それが拡大するか収縮するかは見る人の性や子供の有無によって決まる。独身女性、子供のない既婚女性、母親である女性に見せた場合にはありがとう。ありがとうございます。人間の瞳孔は有色の虹彩の中央にある黒い点のように見える。それは目への光の入り口であって、明るさに応じて大きさが変わることは誰でも知っている。明るい日光の下ではピンの頭明るい日光の下ではピンの頭、つまり直径2ミリほどの大きさであるが、暗くなるにつれて大きくなり、日光の下の時の4倍ほどにまで拡大する。だが瞳孔に影響を与えるのは光だけではない。感情の変化によっても瞳孔は影響を受けている。そして明るさが一定の時でも感情の変化によって瞳孔の大きさが顕著に変わるので、瞳孔の大きさの変化は気分を表す信号として役に立つ。我々が何か興奮させられるものを見たときには、それが嬉しい期待でも恐怖でも、瞳孔はその時の明るさにより大きさよりも拡大する。またあまり物々しくないものを見たときにはいつもより収縮する。これらの変化は通常我々が気づかぬうちに起こり、ほとんどコントロールできないものなので、真の感情を知るための重要な引き金となる。貴重な手引きになる。全然違ってる。とはいうものの、瞳孔信号は無意識のうちに出されるものばかりでなく、無意識に受け止められてもいる。二人の友はお互いに瞳孔を拡大させていれば心よい興奮を覚えるが、収縮させていると沈んだ気分になる。しかしそれらの気分を互いに交わしている瞳孔信号と結びつけることはまずないだろう。それは作法に従ってポーズをとっている表情の下で密かに取り交わされるサインなのである。この思いがけない瞳孔信号がどのように働いているかを調べる研究が最近15年間に数多くなされてきた。 実験室の基礎テストでは人々に興奮を催す写真を見せ、同時に精密な装置で瞳孔の変化を記録。その時に被験者の目に入る光の量は全く変化しないように特に注意が払われ、瞳孔のすべての拡大や収縮が掲示された。写真から受ける感情の作用だけによるとはっきり言えるようにした。じゃあここまではもう初期の実験では人間の赤ん坊の写真を独身の男性および女性、既婚だが子供のない男性および女性、子供のいる男性および女性に見せた。女性は独身、結婚に関わらず、既婚に関わらず、また子供のあるなしに関わらず赤ん坊の写真を見ると瞳孔を大きく拡大させた。これに対して男性は独身者と子供のない既婚者は瞳孔を収縮させ、子供のある者のみが強い拡大を示した。還元すれば子供のない男性が他人の赤ん坊を操るのは単に礼儀のためだけであるが、女性は心底からそうしているのだ。男性は実際に自分の子を持つまでは他人の子に対して本当に可愛いという感情で接することはないのだろう。女性はそれと異なり結婚する以前から女性的に反応する準備ができているようだ。では続き明日。よし。はい、もうすぐ10時なので、ライブ配信は終了したいと思います。皆さん、ありがとうございました。チェック。ピリオドの向こう側さんこんばんは。面白い名前ですね。どういう意味でしょうか。ピリオドの向こう側。はじめましてですよね。こんにちは。こんばんは。よし。はい。軽く今日の振り返りをしたいと思います。今日は、あとテストまで16日という日でした。まず、青チャートもう一度というのは、あと少しでしたね。全部は終わらなかった。スタサップ30分はできませんでした。学校で古文2つは終わりましたと。で、マンウォッチング読んだから、それをマンウォッチング、音読をしました。本日の反省は、そうですね、夕食後に少しだらけてしまう癖がついてしまったので、そこを直さないといけませんね。夕食後。エッセイ書いてたので、エッセイの流れで少しだらけてしまったと。エッセイを明日は完了させて、夕食後もすっきり勉強したいです。はい。そしてこの書いた紙はここに挟んでいます。で、明日用の紙もこれから書いて寝たいと思います。 はい、この後は歯磨きをしながらなんとなく明日の準備をして寝たいと思います。なんか最後まで見てくださってありがとうございました。それでは明日も8時半からライブを始めたいと思います。明日こそは間に合いたいです。それでは、最後までご視聴ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。なかなか終われない。